Now a lot of folks are saying it's safe to move about the country. I'll leave that up to you to make your own decision. But if you're thinking about getting on a cruise ship, you're probably asking yourself, where should you go to book a cruise? Stay tuned, guys. I'm going to give you guys an exceptional option when it comes to getting the best overall package and pricing for the cruise ship. Stay tuned. I'll tell you guys all about it here in a second. What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. You guys know who I am. And if you don't know who I am, this is always my favorite part of the videos. I love saying I am Andre Reese.biz. That's right. Not only do I do taxes, I do a whole bunch of other stuff. I have a tax and accounting practice. I help my clients with tax preparation, bookkeeping services. I also sell online, Amazon and eBay. And most importantly, I love helping individuals such as yourself learn more about the tax code and develop a lifestyle that is the tax code. That way you're able to start a business and build wealth for yourself, most importantly. Book a consultation, guys. If you're looking at getting a business started, you have a business going right now, you're not really sure what you're doing, you're looking at what options are available through the tax code itself, reach out to me as soon as you can. Book a consultation. I'll be more than happy to walk you through all the opportunities that are available to you as a business owner, for sure. Just visit me directly at andrereese.biz. And most importantly, I want you guys always to stay tuned to the end, because in all these videos, no matter what I talk about, there's always a business element to everything. There's always a financial element to everything that I talk about. And so even though I might be out doing an epic gallivantation, it's all related to business. Being able to start a business, being able to have deductions that qualify as deductible business expenses, you know. So always, like I said, stay tuned to the end and I'll be able to go through those items with you. And remember, this is never financial advice. It's always done for educational purposes. If you're one of my clients, I'm able to understand your situation and give you hardcore advice to be able to adjust your lifestyle. But if you're just watching this video, it's just definitely for educational purposes only. So of course, the reason why you guys tuned into this video, because you want to find out about the best place on the earth. Let's just say the internet, you know, or directly, where's one of the best places you can go ahead and book a cruise. Now, like I said, this is only my opinion. There's hundreds, if not thousands, of options that are available to you, maybe even millions, where you can actually go ahead and book a cruise. You know, you can go through an individual person, you can go through a company. But what I have a tendency to do, and where I've booked all my cruises that I've gone on over the years, is through Costco. And I'll say, and I'm not saying anything negative about anybody that's a travel agent at all, but what works for me is I've been a Costco member forever. I've booked previous cruises through Costco. And so all I'm here to tell you guys is what I've experienced when I've turned around and booked a cruise through Costco. So recently, I just got back from an Alaskan cruise. It was epic. It was going to Alaska has got to be one of the most beautiful places on earth, and it's for sure the most beautiful place that I've ever gone in my life. And it's not any different. Alaska, you can fly into Anchorage, you can fly into Juneau, you can fly into Skagway or any of the places there. And one of the things is, if you fly out of California, you go directly into Alaska by air. All the beauty of it you miss. You basically go from one civilization, which I'll refer to the purposes here as scarred earth, to another civilization up north that's scarred earth as well. So around Alaska, in those particular communities and those particular cities, is the beauty, but you don't necessarily get to see the incredible vastness of Alaska, the incredible preserves that are set aside, and to be able to see the beauty unless you really go on a cruise ship, you know. And so recently, like I said, I went on a cruise to Alaska, left out of Seattle. It went up to Juneau, it went to Skagway, and it also went to Vancouver, British Columbia. And like I said, the beautiful thing about the cruise was there are days where you're not doing anything at all and you're cruising through the Inside Passage. So we went in May, and so at that point, the cruise ships really only sail to Alaska between May and October, because the ice melts and all that. And so when you're going up through the Inside Passage, and you have the mountains on both sides, you have the snow-capped peaks, you have the trees, everything is just green and pristine. You're not going to be able to see that from an airplane. And so you can literally travel for a day and a half as you're going through these different passages, and you're in awe and in beauty of what you see. And along the way, you're not seeing, at least on the cruise I was on, you don't see other boats. You don't see people out there fishing. You don't see people out there enjoying recreation, water skiing, whatever it might be. It's just a vast array of incredibly beautiful earth. And there's no cell phone towers. There's no telephone lines or electrical lines, any of those kind of things. You're not seeing. The other thing you're not seeing is you're not seeing homes along the way. You're not seeing developments that are in the hills. It's just pure protected preserve. And like I said, going through there and getting even up to the Endicott Passage, and I'll do other videos on some of the different things that you're able to see on the cruise. I'm just kind of give you guys a quick little highlight. There's a point where everything is multiple shades of blue. The water, even though it's still in the bay, connected to the ocean and all that, it is flat and it's still and it's quiet. When I was there was no wind. It's so peaceful and so beautiful. It's almost to the point where you can be overloaded by the beauty of what you see. And I don't think, like I said, if you fly into one of the more populated areas, you're not going to get the same awe-inspiring beauty that you would see if you're going to be on a cruise ship. So I definitely would recommend that. So you can still go on an airplane, fly into one of the locations, go on some tours or whatever it might be, but to see a day and a half of continuous, uninterrupted beauty. And when we were pulling into the first port, which was Juneau, you can begin to tell when we were getting close to civilization, because we were probably about, I don't know, maybe about 45 minutes out from pulling into the port. You can start to see the markings of human beings in the area. You can see buildings starting to pop up. You can see, and I'm assuming in Alaska, because you have to bring everything in, you're not going to necessarily get rid of stuff. So you'll have a tendency to see people will potentially hold on to items a lot longer, because you never know when you may need them again. So you start to see accumulations of cars and bulldozers and trailers and wood and that type of stuff. So it really takes away from the natural beauty that you would normally have that's uninterrupted. So like I said, I would highly recommend, if you're considering going to Alaska, probably the best way to go about going to Alaska is by going on a cruise ship. And of course, right now, the majority of the ships that cruise to Alaska are the small ones. And Royal Caribbean right now has one of the two largest cruise ships. So they've made some modifications to a number of the ports that are there. But the Ovation of the Sea, from what I understand, this is the first year that cruise ship is actually cruising up there to Alaska, and it's large. And so in my life, I've probably gone on 7 or 8 different cruises. I think through Carnival, Disney, and I've also been on Princess. And I think the largest cruise ship I've been on is roughly about 130,000 gross tons. And so the cruise ship, the Ovation of the Sea, comes in right about 166,000 gross tons. So it's quite a bit larger. And the beauty of being on, and a lot of the ships that have a tendency to sail to Alaska are oftentimes the older ones, because they're smaller. So you're not going to have all the available amenities that you would typically expect when you're going to be cruising on a newer ship or a larger ship. So I would, without a doubt, if you're going to go on a cruise, I would recommend you going on Royal Caribbean. I'm not receiving any kickbacks for this at all. Just speaking upon my experience, and to try to go with the largest cruise ship that's available for you to be able to cruise. And so the easiest way for you to determine that is 2 things. Look at the age of the ship and when it was built. You can get all this information off of Wikipedia, and a lot of times you'll be able to find it on the cruise website, but you'll be able to see when the ship was built. You'll be able to see when they've had refurbishments done to it, when they've dry docked it and made major changes and repairs. You want that to be as close to today's date as possible. You want to always look at the gross tonnage of the vehicle as well. That's always going to, let me turn this down here real quick. That's always going to be really important in helping you determine. So I've done all the work for you guys, Ovation of the Seas, Royal Caribbean, and I went in May. And so that's the first point when they start allowing the ships to start sailing. So I can't guarantee if you go in June, July, August, or September when it's a little bit hotter that you're going to have the same experience. But at least when I went, everything was incredible. So let's go ahead and jump into now the reason why I would recommend you guys booking your cruise through Costco. So I've been a Costco member, Price Club. At one point, they kind of merged for decades. I love Costco. And through my life, through different changes, I've either shopped a lot at Costco or I've shopped a little at Costco. And so I've always, and when it comes really to electronics or TVs or those type of things, you really can't beat Costco and their return policy. And you can't really beat, there's no place really you can go now. You can buy a computer and use it for, 89 days and return it on the 90th day to Costco and get all your money back. Most places when you buy a computer now, you got 7 days, 14 days at the most. And they do that pretty much on all their electronics, that you may purchase. So they have a very, very generous return policy. And Costco has a policy where they try to minimize or maximize the amount of profit that they make on anything that they sell to generally no more than 14%. So they have a tendency to be very, very competitive. So if they buy something for $100, the most they're going to turn around and sell it for is $114 based upon that simple formula. So when it comes to the cruises, what Costco does for you is you can book a cruise through their website. You can also call in and decide to go ahead and book your cruise, through a live representative. And so one of the things that could happen because of issues with the internet or with their server, whatever it might be, you might end up ultimately having to call in to be able to do that. But you can always do your research through any of the cruise websites that are out there. You can also use Costco as well. But if you're not able to book your cruise, you would definitely want to just go ahead and call in. So when you call in and make or decide to book your cruise, one of the things that Costco does is for every cabin that you book, they're going to automatically give you a rebate back. And so it's a cruise incentive. So what ends up happening is when we sailed up here to Alaska, we ended up getting a balcony stateroom. So with that balcony stateroom, Costco is going to give us back roughly a $200 gift card, plus or minus a few dollars, either up or down. I don't remember what the exact amount is. So once you sail and you've completed your voyage, you can figure within 1 to 3 weeks you'll receive a gift card in the mail back from Costco that's redeemable with any of their Costco stores. You can buy merchandise or food, whatever it is. So it's a rebate that they give you back immediately on your cruise. And at the same time too, your cruise pricing is generally going to be very competitive with what you may find at the Royal Caribbean website, the Princess website, or whatever it might be. So they have a whole series of different cruise companies that you can decide to choose from. And then the other thing that so when I booked the cruise initially, I was expecting to get a $200 gift card back. I'm happy with that, and I think that was about it. But when we actually showed up in our stateroom, and this is one of the things that they did not mention to us, once we showed up in our stateroom, we had additional benefits that we received from Costco. And I think the whole entire package, when you weigh everything together, what we got back, including the gift cards, was probably about an $800 value, which is incredible, And so, like I said, we got the $200 gift card. We also got a $50 stateroom credit. So if you wanted to buy drinks or you wanted to buy some souvenirs, they use a sail and sign card. They don't take credit cards on the ship, just like when you go to Disneyland or stay in one of the locations you're using, like room service or something. If you want to buy something on the ship, you use your card. It's the way you get on and off the ship. Everything is done through your card. If you want to buy additional items or whatever it is, you give them your card, they confirm that it's you, and then they go ahead and charge it to your room. At the end of the cruise, you'll go ahead and settle up. So they gave us a $50 stateroom credit, which is great. Hey, $50 is $50. I'm more than happy with that. But when we got into the room, they had a sheet of paper that had the 4 things we received. So it was a $50 stateroom credit. We also received an option to have a massage for 2. So it was a 50-minute massage. They gave 3 different types of massages that you can get. So it wasn't like one of those things where you go and get like a knuckle massage or somebody massages your nostril on your nose. It was a full body, like Swedish massage. And so the value of each one of those massages was roughly about $140 each when I checked the price list that they had at the spa. So if you multiply that by 2, that's about $280 worth of value that we weren't expecting after we booked with Costco. And then the other thing we got too is we received, and the cruise ships nowadays, they're infamous for providing you a great base product. You get the room, you get food that you can eat, and you may get water, you may get some soda, you may or may not get soda. Most of the times you don't, depends on the cruise line. But anything else you kind of want, you got to pay for it. And so on Royal Caribbean, they provide you with just base drinks, water, and then during if you go to the buffet or something like that, you're going to get lemonade, you're going to get iced tea as an option. Those are all included for free. But if you want to drink soda, which is any of the Coca-Cola products, you got to pay for that. If you want to have, they'll have basic coffee that's there, sugar, cream, that type of stuff. But if you want to have a latte, you got to pay for that kind of stuff. And so if you want to have, you can either buy the stuff a la carte as you need it, or you can turn around, you can buy a drink package. So they provided, and there's 2 drink packages. The basic one that provides you just soda. So they have, if you ever go to the movie theaters, they have those Coke machines where they got like 100 different flavors of Coke products. They have those all over the ship, and they give you a cup that's got a microchip on the bottom of it. You put it in the machine, it verifies that it's valid, and then you can dispense any type of Coke or soda that you want. And you can't trick the system and say, well, we got 4 people in our room, I'm going to buy 1 drink package, we're just going to drink out the same cup. They don't work like that at all. If you get if one person in the room gets a drink package, everybody gets a drink package in the room. So the minimum drink package that you can get is roughly about $14 a day. So I did not check the details of it. They have one that's expanded where it provides more premium juices and also lattes and stuff. I don't believe this is the one that we received. That one runs about $30 a day. I'm just assuming that the drink package that we received was the $14 one a day. And if you figure if it's a 7-day cruise, that's roughly about $210 worth of savings that you don't have to pay for out of your pocket. And then the last thing that we got as a benefit from booking with Costco was they have the base food that you can always go to the main dining room. You can go to the Windjammer and eat at the buffet. They have a number of different specialty places around the ship where you can get pizza, you can get fish and chips, you can get a hot dog. If you want upgraded versions of those things, you'll pay for extra, but there's a certain amount of base food that is available to you. And so if you want to go eat at one of the fancier restaurants, on ship, those are the specialty dining restaurants. So they have a Chops on the ship, which would be equivalent to a higher end, steakhouse. They have some very nice cuts of meat that's there. But if you want to eat there, you got to pay a little bit extra. It's not the same as if you went there on your own to a restaurant. It's slightly higher. So it might be $30 or $40 extra you pay for the full experience on top of what you're already getting. So if you went to a restaurant like that and you try to get the same type of meal, you might pay $100, $120, $130 per person. So on the ship, it's just slightly higher. It's an additional premium that you're paying there. So what Costco provided was they provided 2 specialty dining certificates for the room. And that allowed us to go to a specialty dining restaurant on the ship. We went to, I think it's called Izumi, which is the Japanese sushi spot. And on the Ovation of the Sea, they have they don't have the Benihana type hibachi grills that you would find on some of the larger ships, but they provided incredible, delicious sushi food, sake, all that type of stuff. So there was a full meal that we were able to get. So you figure the $100 value there roughly is equivalent to what they would charge you, about $50 a person for the way that they broke down the meal. You got a dessert, you got 2 appetizers, and you got a main course. If you added those things up all together, it's roughly about $50 a person is what you're paying extra. Well worth it, but and together that was like $100. So you take $100 for the specialty dining package, the drink package, $210. You take the 2 massages for about $280, $50 stateroom credit. Plus the gift card for 200 big ones is somewhere around $800. So it was an incredible surprise to be able to walk into the room and realize that you got extra value. And so I'm thinking to myself, would I had rather had a lower cruise fare, or would I would have rather had these additional items? I'm more than happy to have the additional items because the cruise fare is the cruise fare. I'm more than happy to have the additional items because it allows you to have some flexibility to do other things on the ship. Who wouldn't want to enjoy a couple's massage with your honey boo boo on the ship. It's something that a lot of people don't get a chance to do. You get to do it on the cruise ship, and it's free. All you got to do is leave a decent gratuity for the people that massage you. Who would want to do that? And if you drink soda and you love soda, who wouldn't want to have all the soda that you can drink for free? And what I did is I had thought long and hard about the soda package even before we got on the ship. And I decided I didn't want to do the soda package at all. I figured I'd just drink water to try to keep, the cruise at 10 pounds that you pretty much are guaranteed to gain on the cruise. I figured if I didn't drink the soda pop, it would help towards minimizing my growth. And so when we got the drink cups, we didn't even use them at all because we had no intentions of using them. But what I ended up doing was I ended up taking the cups and bringing them back home unopened, and I listed them on eBay to sell. You'd be surprised, there are tons of folks on eBay that are selling these cups, so that's basically what I did. And like I said, the stateroom credit's $50 is $50. So overall, with the gift card that I'm going to be getting in a couple weeks, it was a really, really incredible savings, and I am more than happy that I went on the cruise. So what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to go ahead and wrap everything up. So like I said, there are tons of options that you have when it comes to booking a cruise, and so there are, and I'm not crapping on anybody that is a travel agent that makes money that way. Matter of fact, we met a travel agent that does tours, and we got her information, and we're probably going to hook up and probably do some of the tours that they do. So whatever your needs are in this cruise industry, there's somebody out there that can help and service you. For me, in my particular case, I've cruised a lot in the past. I'm always looking for a great value. I've been a Costco fan for all of my life. I just use Costco, but I'm not against using somebody that is a travel agent. And if you have a travel agent, you just got to talk to them. A lot of times the travel agents have a lot of leeway, and they can provide you with additional services as well. So you want to talk to those people on an individual basis. I'm just trying to just give you guys what my opinion is and what I've experienced in my life. So I'll go ahead and, like I said, wrap everything up here when it comes to the cruise. Like I said, I really enjoyed myself. And if I book again in the future, I will continue to book through Costco because I appreciate the value. And then the other thing, too, that you get with Costco, if you have the Costco credit card, I think you get 2 or 3% rebate back when you book a travel. When they give you the check at the end of the year, when you use the credit card, they're going to give you 2 or 3% back. So that's kind of an additional bonus that's there. So that's it, guys. So the last thing, I know you guys have been hanging on to the edge of your seat because you always want to hear what types of business opportunities and deductions come out of these epic gallivantations that I have a tendency to do. Like I said, no matter where I go in the world, no matter what I'm doing, whether it's epic or not epic, the gallivantations, I can never, ever, 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 ever shut my brain off. I see tax deductions and I see business opportunities everywhere. And going on a cruise like this is no different. And I really enjoyed going on the cruise with my girl, and I recorded so much content that I'll be rolling out, over time here. So stay tuned. I got more videos coming. But the business opportunities that are definitely exist when it comes to cruising is, like I said, become a travel agent. And when we went to the Bouchant Gardens in Victoria, Canada. And we met so many people along the way in our journey on the 7 days that were just so nice and so friendly. We met this couple up at the Bouchant Gardens. I hope I'm saying it right, up in Victoria, Canada. They were one of the nicest couples in the world. We probably spent about 45 minutes walking around with them. What she does is she's a travel agent. And so she has a whole list of people that she provides services to. So if you want to go to Dubai, if you want to go to Bali, she basically sets together packages for tours. She takes care of the airfare, she takes care of the excursions, all that good stuff. She'll book the cruise. And so if you want a one-stop shop, she sends out a newsletter. This is what the calendar's looking like for next year, and these are the individual events. She'll go ahead and sign you up and get you going for those particular tour packages. That's what a travel agent does. If you have any specialty needs or you have any specialty concerns, they're there and able to navigate the seas for you, and they handle all the bookings with the individual cruise companies or tour companies or whatever it might be. So that's always going to be an incredible opportunity when it comes to cruising. And of course, being a tour company, so she's a travel agent and she also does the touring. So if you want to just focus on the touring, where you set up itineraries where you individually go to a specific location and lead people with you. I met one group of people that there was almost 60 of them that were together on the cruise. They were broken down into 2 separate groups, but they were all friends and family and related. And so, and they were part of a giant tour company, just like what the other lady I was talking about was doing. You can always be a travel blogger. You get out there and hit the streets and explore these locations. You can set up websites that have traffic in them, that create traffic that you can, get Google income from, et cetera, and sell ads on. And most importantly, when it comes to any type of intensive travel like a cruise or anything else you may do, you can always become a TaskRabbit. You can help folks pack. You can make sure that they have all the basic items and supplies that they would need to be able to have an enjoyable cruise. You can also offer a package that would allow you to pick them up at their home with the bags that you've helped them pack. You drop them off at the airport and then you shuttle them back home. So those are all different things that are definitely available to you. So like I said, whenever it comes to any of these videos that I do, there is always a business element to them. There's always a deductible element to them. And then and all these people, that anything that they utilize to be able to run their business, whether it's a cell phone, computer, it's the internet, their vehicles, and even the person that might be a travel agent or leading a tour company, when they get on a plane and they go with their group of people to take them on a tour, all of their costs for the airfare, their hotel, their food cost, etc., just like the person that's taking advantage of the tour, they don't get to deduct anything at all, but the travel agent will always be able to do that in most cases. So like I said, guys, book a consultation with me if you guys have any questions about starting your own business, or you're interested in what types of things that the IRS provides you as a deductible opportunity. I'm always here to assist you guys. So that's it. I'll go ahead and wrap this video up. I think that's all I got to say. But like I said, keep an eye out. I got a ton of content that I haven't had a chance to release. And a lot of stuff is going to be related to the cruise, other deductible business opportunities, and things that I've enjoyed in some of my epic gallivantations, across the country over the last year. I have so much content that's stacked up because of tax season and business growth. I haven't had a chance to get that out. So I want to at least get this out to you guys right now and hope that you enjoy the content. So that's it. I'll go ahead and say goodbye. Take care, guys. I will always see you on the other side in the next video. And the only other thing I have now to say to you guys is, I really hate to say this, but peace. All right, guys, take care. Hey guys, thanks for sticking with me all the way to the end of this video. Visit me directly at andrereese.biz. 4 things to do: like, follow, subscribe, hit that bell. Stay safe, guys. Lift the glass to freedom. Stay woke and don't get TikTok. Take care. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.